Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Right. Guys, now tell me. What we have discussed there, guys, in the last session. Now tell me. What we understand there, please confirm to me, guys. Any idea? Any idea, guys? Then what we completed there in the last session? Yes. Any response? అవును. Right, sir. Now, just understand this, what I'm telling there. Understand this, what I'm telling to you guys. Now, I think so. We structured an application there. We structured one application. Any idea, guys? Then where we structured there? Guys, can you tell me where we structured there? Any idea? I think so. We structured servlets and JSPs hibernate application there. In that application, we structured there. And up to some part, we completed. Am I right? I think so. Geo hibernate application is completed, right, Zinesh? Guys, and give clarity for me. Geo and hibernate application is completed. Am I right or not? Yeah, it is completed. Now we are discussing about what there servlets, JSPs, and what next one here hibernate application that we are discussing actually. Okay. Right. I think we struck it in the middle. That application was not executed. Let's check this one. Right, guys. And which one here we are using there? ID we are using there. Let me open this ID. Guys, then where we have done the mistake in the last session, if you observe this, I don't know what is the reason why Tomcat 10 version is not supporting for the application. Tomcat 10 is not supported for the application. Then immediately have used what there, Tomcat 9. Now it is supporting application. No changes in our application. No dependencies problem there. Nothing. Everything is okay. Everything is going on. Everything is proper. But only the problem is like what there. Tomcat version is not supported. So I down to the Tomcat 9 version. Then it is working now. Then it is working. Now let me show this. Okay. Right, guys. Let me check this example here. Up to now, just whatever the application here we have done there. Let me check up to this part here. Let me execute this. Right, sir. Now, observe carefully here what we are getting now. Just we got that page. What page here we are getting there? Right, the total frame here we are getting. What frame here we are getting there? Observe carefully that total login and registration. If we click on login here, we are able to get what there login form. Registration now here we are getting like what there registration page here we are getting. Understand it clearly what I'm telling to you. Okay, right, sir. Now here what I want to there implementation. Now we are getting at primary level. At this level here we are getting this. Observe carefully. Then what remaining point here? What next one? No, the next one is here we have to provide DAO implementation internally. What do you have to provide there? DAO implementation we have to provide internally. Okay, right. If you observe this implementation part there, nothing is available here. Inside this, what implementation is existed? No, if you observe this, now the implementation part is nothing but now the implementation part is like what there user DO nothing implemented here. There's two options are available. What are the two options here? No, check login and as well as like what the registration. These two things are existed here. Now here we have to provide our implementation part clearly. Now let me check this. How we are going to provide implementation here? I want to provide some implementation part for this. Now let us check this here. How we are able to provide implementation part here. All right, sir. Understand this. All of you guys, observe carefully. In a DAO, I have not implemented anything. Now here, SRC resources user.hpm and hibernate.cfg.xml. Now here we provided here controller is existed here. Controller servlet is already open there. It's okay, fine. DAO implementation is okay. Entities, user entity here we are getting. Next one is what there hibernate util and user DAO factory. Util class is available for the sake of session factory. That's okay, fine, nice. First, let's understand, guys, what I'm telling to you. First of all, now do post method will be executed in the form. For example, whatever the form here we are getting there, user form. In that form, if you submit request from login and as well as like what the registration, automatically this do post method will be executed. Inside the do post method, we specified like what there, this basic concepts. Now here we are able to understand like what there, if the request is coming from what request you are here, I'm trying to display. Now try to observe this clearly. What request here we are getting there now? Let me execute one more time here. All right, so now here I'm going to provide like what there. Now here we are getting this part. Now observe carefully. If I click on this login button, if I click on this login, no data is available here. Now here we can understand nothing I provided here. Now what we are getting there? No, this is request URI. That means here we are getting this value. There we are getting login.do. On the base of that only. On the base of that only here we are getting what? On the base of that only. On the base of that only. Here we are getting like what there? Here we are getting. Here we are getting URL pattern. That means from which form the request is coming. There here we are able to understand it on the base of the login.do. That's one point here. Say for example. If I click on this registration, if we click on register button, nothing is available here. Then here we are able to see like what there reg.do, login.do. These two things here we are getting there. On the base of that, we are able to identify from which form the request is coming there. On the base of that, we are able to perform what there our required actions here. Guys, now observe carefully. Now let me go for this controllers alert. Instead of displaying that, what I will do there. Now get simply I'm telling there if request URI dot ends with login.do, login related action here we have to perform. Okay, right. Next one. Same thing I required in the case of like what there. In the case of this, if it is like what there, reg.do registration related thing here we are able to perform. Observe carefully, guys. All of you know. Right, sir. Now observe carefully here what we are doing there. If it is a login, then here we need to perform, we need to call, we require do object. From this do object, we need to call what there check login method. It may give some success or failure. That success or failure information here we have to provide. If it is a registration, no, what we have to check there. If it is a registration here, then here we need to call what the registration method there. It able to perform that registration, then it able to give some status here. On the basis of the status, we may display like what there. Directly may display like what there. Maybe success or failure, that registration, or maybe something else that we are able to prepare directly. Okay, clear. Now try to understand it. No. First of all, here what we required now. Here we required under this SRC main under web app. I required one more thing under web app here. New some HTML file here I want to prepare. What is that HTML file here? Now here I want to provide like what there success.html here I want to prepare. Okay, success.html finish button. Here now here I want to provide like what there busy color light blue. H1 right sir. Now here I want to perform like what there success. Align is equal to center. Line breaks here we have to provide. There we are able to provide like what there success. Success here we are able to get. Okay, right sir. Next one is like what there, what next one here we have to perform there after completion of this. Similarly, new HTML not available, HTML file, failure.html here I want to prepare. In place of success here I have to perform like what there failure. Okay, right sir. Then after that, existed already. Existed dot HTML. user existed already. Okay, right, sir. Guys, now try to understand it clearly what I'm telling to you. These many things here I provided now. Now inside this controller alert, then what we have to do there? Now we require DO object. How we are able to get the DO object? No, already DO factory is available. Let me get the DO object. Now as part of this initialization of the servlet, public void init of initialization I'm telling there, then where we required to get like what the DO object, user DO semicolon, user DO is equal to user DO factory dot get user DO object here we are getting, right? Whenever we are getting that user DO object, whenever we are getting user DO object, then what, just we have to stop this server, guys. Yeah, whenever we are getting user DO object, there what we have to do there, if it is login, then we have to access what method here, check login method. Okay, right, now let's understand this point clearly. I'll take it here, string status is equal to double quotations, right? Then what we have to do there, user DAO dot check login method, where we need to pass that user object. Where is that user object actually? Now observe carefully. Here we have to get that user object. Request dot get a parameter of uname string upwd is equal to request dot get a parameter of upwd. Then, then here we have to create user object. Right, so now user is equal to new user dot set uname uname. Next one is what there, user dot set upwd. Then after that, here we have to pass directly like what value, user. Okay, now status value here we are getting there. What is the status value? Maybe success or maybe failure, something else. I'll decide what value here we are able to get here later now. Similarly, here what we are able to perform there, from this also there, we have to get the data. What data here we have to get there? Almost all that everything here we required here again in this one also. Let me check this. What we are going to do there. Not only that, you email is equal to request dot get a parameter of you email string you mobile request dot get a parameter of you mobile. That's it. Okay. Right. Then after that, after completion of this particular point here, what next one here we are able to get there. We need to set the data. What data here we have to set there? You email umobile. Both the values here we provided, no, user.set uemail, user.set umobile. The data here we are getting there. Understand it clearly? Then after that here, what we have to do there, this is not the method here. Status is equal to user do dot registration method is available. User method. That means inside this do impl, what method is available? Registration user and check login user. That's it. Here status value here we are getting there. After getting all the status values there, what we have to do? We have to forward a request to a particular status here. Observe carefully. Now get request to dispatcher object here we require to forward the request. Request to dispatcher. Request to dispatcher is equal to, then what we have to do there, request to dot. Okay, first of all I want to take like what there, null. Null I want to take if status dot equals ignore case of, say for example success, then request to dispatcher is equal to request to dot get request to dispatcher of, here we have to pass like what there, some string. If it is a success, no, success.html, then request to dispatcher dot forward mechanism, here we have to use request and response like this. Right, then after that same thing I required for what there, this one also. Now this time it is like what there, failure. Now here we have to forward a request to like what there, failure dot html. That's it. Now this is like what there, extended. This is like what there, extended. Right, guys, observe carefully. Right, guys. Next one is like what I'm telling there, existed. Here we have to forward a request to like what there, existed.html. Like this. That's about our implementation here. Now here we are calling like what the do check login and registration, both here we provided. Now let me check this here. Here we have to provide implementation for both check login and as well as like what there, like this particular one that we have to do. Yeah, first of all, here what we have to do, guys, answer is very clear. First of all, here I have to take a string status. Try exception e dot print stack trace method. Now status value here we are going to take. Now inside this, first of all here what we have to get there, session factory object here we have to get. Session factory object here we have to get. Session factory is equal to hibernate util dot get session factory. Session factory object here we are getting. Whenever we are getting the session factory, then what next one here we have to do there? We are able to do what next one? Everybody has understand this. Session factory here we are getting there. Then after that session we have to get session is equal to session factory dot open session here we are getting. Whenever we are getting the session factory, then what next one here we have to do there? What session here we are getting there? Observe carefully, guys, what I'm telling you. Now we need to check whether that user is existed or not in the database. on the basis of the username and password. If user is existed here, then I want to make the status is what their success. If user is not existed here, then we want to make the status is what their failure. This is the scenario here I'm telling that. I want to check whether user is existed or not. If user is existed here, I want to make the status is what their success. Otherwise, I want to make the status is what their failure. Okay, now here what we have to do there, observe carefully. First of all, here we need to go for like what there, string uname is equal to, no, then what we have to use there, user, already user is existed here, user1 is equal to session dot get of user dot class. Here what we have to provide the primary key. What is it primary key? Here we are providing the user dot get uname. Get uname. Here we have to provide that. Typecast is required. Cast user. Okay. Right, guys. Now this is like what I'm telling to you clearly. Uh, what I'm telling to you, try to understand it. No, here we are getting that user from the database. Here we are trying to get that user one. On the base of this user provided data on the base of user dot class here we are getting that. That's okay, fine. Then what next one get? Whenever we are trying to get there, then what next one get? The next one is like what there? We need to check if user one dot get user get uname dot equals of user dot get uname. Both are same. Or even not required to check this. Not required to check this. If simply what I'm telling there, instead of doing this total one here, user one double equals null. If user is not existed, then here we are able to return the status is what there failure. Am I right? If user is not existed here, then we are able to check like what their failure, login failure. Observe carefully what I'm telling you know, login failure that we are able to get if user is not existed. Okay. Else what? Else what? Status is equal to what their success. Right, guys. Now this is what exactly the implementation here we provided. In the case of what the check login method. Okay, similarly now what we have to check the registration now. Inside this registration here, what we have to do there, first we have to check whether user is existed or not. First we have to check whether user is existed or not. If user is existed, if user is existed, then what we have to do there? Observe carefully. If user is existed, then we have to say user existed already. If user is not existed, then what we have to do? We have to insert the record into the database table. Okay. Then what we have to do there in this scenario? Now here, string status is equal to empty. Here we have to take like what there, e dot print stack trace method. Okay. Let me get that session factory. is equal to what next one here now here we have to use what the hibernate util dot get session factory. Okay, then what next one here after getting the session factory, what next one here we are doing here, after getting the session factory what we are doing here, we have to get session object. Session is equal to session factory dot open session, session factory dot what next one open session. Next one is what there, after getting this session factory now here first of all we have to get the data. So here what we have to do there, user 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 one is equal to session dot get off, session dot get off user dot class. The next one is like what there, here we have to provide user dot get uname. Of course here we require typecasting there. Now the point is what there, if user one double equals to null means that user is not existed, then else part in the sense user is existed. Okay, when user is existed then what we have to do, when user is existed here we have to say status is equal to existed. Okay, when user is not existed here what we have to do there. Okay, when user is not existed there we have to insert that user data into the database table. Okay, when user is not existed here then what we have to do there, insert the data to the database table. How we are able to insert the data into the database table there, right? So directly here we have to prepare like what there, transaction object here we have to create transaction is equal to session dot begin transaction. Okay, after this begin transaction here what we have to do there, session dot save user object, then its return type is what there, primary key value. What is it, primary key value here, string uname is equal to primary key value. Okay, if uname dot equals of uname dot equals of user dot get uname. Guys, just give a minute of time. Guys, observe carefully. Now inside this, then what I'm telling there, if it is equal, then moreover here I need to perform on which operation here, no save operation here we are in a transaction dot commit here we have to perform. Okay, after performing this commit operation here what I'm telling to you, observe carefully. If it is like what there, now same as is user we are getting there, now it will be like what there success. Else not username. Some other value we are getting there. For example, okay. Then here we are able to provide like what there status is equal to failure. That's it, guys. Now this is the overall information for what their registration. Understand, guys, what I'm telling there? What exact implementation I provided here? Got it clearly? First we are checking. First we are checking whether user is existed or not by using get method. If user is available in the database now, it will return user object. If user is not available, it will return what there null value. If user one double equals null means that not existed. By using these instruction here, we are able to insert user object in the database. Then it will return primary key value. I'm checking that primary key value is the original user provided primary key value, both are same. Success, otherwise it is what their failure. This is the logic key we provided here. Okay, fine. Next one is what there after that status is equal to success. Else the status is equal to what there failure. Else the status is equal to what there existed. Sir, got my point or not? Right, sir. Catch exception key, e dot print is method, return status now. That's okay, fine. This is clearly the registration. Now, then similarly in the case of this check login, we implemented this. That everything I completed, guys. The remaining part is what there. I have to execute my program there. Now tell me which database here I've used, guys. Now tell me where is pom.xml file? What database here we are using there? Any database? Yeah, MySQL connector. MySQL database here we are using there. Let me open MySQL database. Root. Right, sir. Use DurgaDB. Show tables. I think so. Registered users might be the table here. Select a star from. One record is available. Even no record is existed here. That's okay, fine. Select a star from. No record is existed. Empty set here we are getting. Okay, fine. Guys, observe carefully. Let me execute this. Right, so now here we are getting like what there login and registration. Username is Durga. Password is what there Durga. Now it has to interact with the database and it has to perform some database operation here. Now observe carefully here what we are getting the data no failure we are getting. No data is available. Actually in the database no data is existed here. That's why we are getting what their failure. Okay, nice. So we have to go for registration. In the registration here, what we have to provide there? Username is Durga. Password is also with Durga. Right, sir. Email ID here I want to provide there. Durga@dss.com. Mobile number also here we want to provide like this. Click on register button. Success we are getting there. What we are getting there? Success. Same data. Durga. Okay. Durga@dss.com. Same data. User registered already. Here we are getting the data. Okay. Login. Durga. Again Durga. Success we are getting it. Guys, clear or not? Application is created or not? Right. This is an application here what we prepared clearly. Okay. Right guys. Now this application is okay. We provided this clearly. Right. I'm uploading this file guys. Then this total folder application I'm uploading in the drive. Try to check this and try to utilize this. Okay. Then tomorrow I will discuss some other new topic guys. There we are going to see some other new content. There we can go for other concepts there. Okay. Understand it? That's all guys. That's all for today. And tomorrow we will discuss about the remaining content. Thank you. I'll start a Spring framework within few minutes of time. Now try to attend for it. Yeah, Spring class is there. I'll take it. I'll take it. Within 2 minutes, I'll come. I'll start it. Right.